Well, welcome and thank you all for joining us, making the time to connect today. My name is Ben Swafford, the chair of PhillyCHI this year. We're thrilled to host Design Slam for the 15th year. This is one of our favorite events of the year. We're really excited to be part of Philly Tech Week again. This is always a blast. This is also only the second time we've ever done this virtually. Last year, around this time, we were still figuring out virtual life. So we're excited to do it again. Worked out pretty well thanks to Zoom and Miro. We're also really excited to welcome you all from many walks of life. We have people new to UX as well as seasoned practitioners. We have people from Philadelphia as well as people logging in from around the country and the world, as you can see in the chat. So we're thrilled to provide this platform and a unique networking and design collaboration opportunity for you all to come together to create something awesome for our nonprofit partner, who you'll meet soon. So I just want to thank you for bringing your positivity and willingness to engage to the event tonight and encourage you all to make the most of it. So if we can go to the next slide, Raisha. I'm going to quickly go over a couple housekeeping items for the night. I think we went a little too far there.
Sorry. Okay, let me know which slide.
The one before this, please.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so when you log into Zoom, you should be muted by default and your video should be off. Feel free to turn your video on if you so choose. Love to see your faces out there. If you're not speaking, we just ask that you stay muted. Use the chat for general discussion and comments. There's also a live transcript feature, which I'll turn on now. You should be able to turn that on and off in the Zoom features. So for anyone who needs closed captioning, that's available. This event is also being recorded and will be shared online on our YouTube. We can only record the main room, so the breakout sessions won't be recorded. We also want to thank you in advance for any potential technical difficulties we might run into. I want to thank you in advance for your patience, I should say. All right, can I pass it to Remy now?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Remy Gurak. I am the vice chair for PhillyCHI this year. I also want to thank everyone for being here. We're really excited. For those of you who are not familiar with PhillyCHI, since you are coming from all over the place, we're going to give you a little intro of who we are. So we are the local chapter of ACM SIG-CHI, and we've been doing networking and educational events around UX for UX professionals, students, and enthusiasts for 15 years. So we're really dedicated to UX knowledge sharing, and we really couldn't accomplish that without each of you guys spending your time with us. So we really want to thank you for coming and making our events as awesome as they are. I also want to note that we're really committed to supporting a respectful environment for everyone to come and talk about UX. So if you see any unacceptable behavior, please let one of the board members know. You can message us independently in the chat or let us know afterwards via email. And we encourage everyone to read our code of conduct at our website, which is phillychi.acm.org. Next slide, thanks. And I just wanted to introduce you guys to the board. You already met Ben and myself, and you will soon hear from Ben Dolly, who I refer to as Other Ben, and Raisha. So Raisha, take it away.
So tonight's schedule, 6:45, we'll be presenting the design challenge. And from 7, the design slam will start. So the spectators can be in the main room with Remy and Ben Dolly, and you can ask them any kind of questions you want. At 8, we'll be presenting, the teams will be presenting their stuff. And by 8:30, the judging will start. And while the judging is going on, we'll also talk about raffle winners and job time. And at last but not the least, 8:50, the winners will be announced. So for today's raffle prizes, we have these 3 awesome books from Rosenfeld. The first one is Practical Empathy by Indy Young, Engage by Amy Butcher, and Conversation with Things by Kate Wells. So now I'll pass it on to Ben Dolly.
Hey guys, Other Ben here, Benjamin Dolly. I am the treasurer for this year's board. And it is my pleasure to give a shout out to our annual sponsors this year of Think Company, Rosenfeld Media for the raffle prizes, O3 World, and Vanguard. Rachel, if you'll move us on to the next slide, please. I want to give a very special thanks tonight to our event sponsor, Vanguard. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Jennifer Clark from Vanguard to tell you a little bit more about what they got going on.
Hi, everybody. My pleasure to join PhillyCHI Design Slam, one of my absolute favorite events that they put on among many. So first of all, thank you, PhillyCHI, for keeping human-centered design alive and well in the Philadelphia area. So I lead user experience and design for Vanguard. For those of you who may not know Vanguard, we're one of the world's largest investment firms with over $7 trillion in assets under management. And that might sound like big corporate-y stuff, and it kind of is. We're in the long-term game towards helping people build their financial future over the long term, but I can promise you, if you're ever interested in roles or opportunities at Vanguard, it has a very small company feel. You can sit aside creators and makers who are absolutely the most brilliant in their craft, I promise you that. We have roles and opportunities available that I'd like to share with you, user experience strategists, designers, content strategists, user experience researchers, product owners, journey owners, engineers, just about anybody that can build or create a great product for our clients. A little bit more about Vanguard is that we have adopted a full stacked agile methodology, and we have client experience departments and centers all dedicated to making sure that everything we do is focused on problems to solve for our clients. We're undergoing a major modernization effort in mobile channels, capabilities, voice, advice, self-directed clients, pretty much every single thing that a client could experience with Vanguard, we're currently modernizing. So it's a wonderful time to join us. We also have locations throughout all the local areas and even beyond, with North Carolina, Philadelphia, Malvern, and also expanding on a regular basis. And also we do have locations throughout the world, so international opportunities are available as well. So Vanguard is happy to be a part of this. We have always thought about ourselves as a company that wants to stay very connected to the local community. Our mission is to take a stand for all investors, treat them fairly, give them their best chance at investment success. And so if you love human-centered design, that means that every single day you could have a chance to change somebody's financial future. Everything we do is based on the client because we are client-owned. So it's a wonderful opportunity, great company. And again, thank you, PhillyCHI, for the opportunity to sponsor this event. I can't wait to not only participate, but observe all the great ideas that come out of this. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jen. A lot of really exciting things going on over at Vanguard. Also want to give a special little shout out to Forefront for lending us their mural spaces for tonight. And without further ado, I'm super excited to announce this year's Design Slam partner of our friends over at Hopeworks. With us tonight, we have Dan Roden, the Executive Director, Aaliyah Sutton-Bay, Director of Operations and Youth Development, and Michael McLean. And without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to Dan Roden to tell you more about Hopeworks and our challenge tonight. Dan, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us here tonight. And would you want me to share my screen for the presentation or just perfect? Happy to do that. Give me just a minute. And what I'd like to do is just give you a sense of who we are at Hopeworks and what we do, and why that's so important. So let me share my screen and get right to it. Tonight, what we're really going to talk about is seizing opportunity and how you're going to help us do that. Talking about Hopeworks is hard, and I'm the worst person to do it. So rather than me tell you all about Hopeworks, I'm going to let you see what it's like with a video that was made a little while ago by Civic Story. So just take a minute and check out this video to see what Hopeworks is really like.
The first thing you notice when you walk into the Hopeworks space is the openness, not only of the facility, but of the people there.
Hello, welcome to Hopeworks. I'm Lance, I'll be your tour guide.
I'm Donna.
This is the training room. This is where it all begins. We learn web design skills such as like the languages, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are the three like backbones of web design. They learn in Photoshop to create their own self-portrait. Everybody's so different. Like everybody can like come in and be themselves. So that's really brought me into Hopeworks.
Trainees come here to learn technology skills, but then they find what Hopeworks calls a healing atmosphere. Katera first heard of this place when she was living in a shelter.
Hopeworks is like a second family. Like they don't give up on you. Sometimes you need people to be there in order to get somewhere. So to have a good support system is like the #1 thing for me. So they help me just see the confidence inside myself.
We're going to keep supporting you and helping you until you get there. What we're really doing is looking at how do you incorporate trauma-informed care into workforce development training. A lot of people are going through a lot of things before they're even able to walk through the door each morning at 9 o'clock. So every young person is assigned a couple of coaches. So the first one is a life readiness coach. Everyone gets an academic success coach, and then we also have our training room team.
This is our first life readiness meeting. I ain't finished my high school diploma. Like I ain't never get my high school diploma because like I was too busy like caught up in like reality.
Hopeworks runs a GED program to give high school dropouts a second chance. Those who complete basic computer skills training can then apply for paid internships in areas such as communications, web design, and geographical information systems, or GIS.
Their goal is to map out the world through certain technologies such as using drones.
My name is Kadeem Pratt. I'm our GIS team manager. We use our GIS tool to perform data management techniques as well as spatial analysis.
One of the GIS team clients is New Jersey American Water, who is building a database of water pipes across the state. Another business service offered by Hopeworks is the Youth Healing Team.
We go out to different schools to talk to people about trauma, how it can impact people in their everyday lives. We also give those who we teach those same tools that we use to help them manage their emotions.
The very first day, everybody comes in, they experience a huddle with us where they're able to say, this is how I'm feeling, this is my goal for the day. Everybody coming into the community has challenges and experiences.
There's another huddle at the end of the day when people talk about what they accomplished.
I learned how to make a billion mistakes but still succeed.
For Civic Story, this is Donna Liu.
So if that video did its job, you understand what we do at Hopeworks. But fundamentally, what we do at Hopeworks is right here. When young people come into Hopeworks, on average, they're not working. They're making about $400 per year annually. They're not working, but they're looking to transform their life. On average, when a young person finishes at Hopeworks, they're making over $37,000 per year. And this is even during the pandemic. Over almost 90% of those young people are still working 12 months later. We do a lot of great stuff at Hopeworks, but fundamentally, this is the promise that we make to our young people, is that it's an opportunity to change your life and live the life you want to live. And you got it from the video, right? The process is we start with technology training in front-end web development, geographic information systems, and data visualization. We do life skill coaching. We do academic support to help young people at Hopeworks get the skills that they want. Even more importantly, then we hire the young people ourselves to work in our businesses doing web design and development, geographic information systems and data analysis, and even drone data collection. Then our young people leverage those skills to move on to permanent employment and, in many cases, even start their own businesses. You're really going to help us tonight to do a better job. These are just some of the companies that are hiring from Hopeworks. But with your help tonight, we're hoping to do even more. On average right now, we place about a little over 100 young people each year in permanent full-time jobs. We are hoping to make that 500 in the next 4 years. So we're really looking to grow, and your help tonight is really going to help us do more. As you think about your work tonight, I would like you to watch this video, and it'll seem silly at first, but it's really going to help make sure that you approach the work tonight and really help us do more. So if you just watch this video, it's a silly video. It's going to ask you to count how many passes some people make. So if you could do that, And then feel free to drop the number of passes in the chat. So here we go.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
Go!
Feel free to
The
drop it in the
answer is
chat.
13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Did you see him? Had you seen it before? Take a look if you didn't.
Go!
There he is, right? There he is. And at Hopeworks, before we get the design challenge, that's really important. And the reason I showed you that video about that dancing bear is this video shows you, you see what you're looking for. A lot of times when people visit us at Hopeworks or want to talk to our young people at Hopeworks, what they want to talk about is the challenges or obstacles our young people face. And those challenges are real. But what I want you as you work tonight is look for the dancing bear, which is our young people are gifted designers, they're GIS technicians, they are entrepreneurs, they are coders. Tonight, as you think about how you can help us do more, please don't look for the thing that everybody decides to see when they think of Camden or North Philly or Southwest Philly or whatever neighborhood you're thinking of. But instead, look for what's right in front of your face, see what's there, which is how amazing the young people that come through Hopeworks each day are, and all the amazing things they have accomplished, are accomplishing now, and will. So that's why I wanted to show you that video, to make sure you understand just how awesome the young people that you're helping tonight truly are. And with that said, this is what we need help with. Hopeworks, as I said, is looking to dramatically increase the number of young people that we place in jobs. But we have gotten feedback from our young people that sometimes young people, as they move to change their lives, they can feel anxious and lost at different stages of the journey. They may not be aware of all of the opportunities that are available to them. How can we help our young people feel supported throughout the entire experience and make sure that they're aware and informed about every potential opportunity that's available to them? The more that our young people know what's available to them, the more they'll take advantage and the more they'll change their lives. So that is our challenge tonight. And I am absolutely honored to have you working with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. Rachel, do you mind sharing the next slides in our deck? Cool. Yeah, thanks again, Dan. We're definitely feeling the energy, and I love that video and the message. So yeah, here in a minute, we're going to open up the breakout room. So everyone who is a participant will automatically be placed into a room with your pre-assigned team. If you signed up as a participant and you're not automatically dropped in a room, just hang out for a few minutes and we'll get that figured out. We also have a little bit of room tonight from people who didn't show up. So if you signed up as a spectator and you might want to be a participant, we'll have an opportunity for you to join one of the teams as well. So think about if you'd like to join. We also, since we have a fewer teams, I think we're going to make our presentations longer. So previously we were going to give each team 3-minute presentations. Now we'll give you 5-minute presentations. So that should be helpful to everyone. It's still very short. 5 minutes goes really fast, so try to have it buttoned up. Okay, as far as breakout rooms, like I said, you'll be automatically placed into one. There's an ask for help button if you have a question, if you have any issues, hit one of those and one of the PhillyCHI members will come see what's up. We will also have 2 groups of Hopeworks representatives along with a PhillyCHI board member jumping between room to room. So you'll get 2 chances from those 2 groups to ask questions. So you'll have a chance to talk to Dan, the director, and Aaliyah. So they'll each be able to answer any questions you have about Hopeworks. As time runs out at the end, you'll see a countdown that will be about 2 minutes. So once that 2-minute countdown is up, you'll be automatically returned to this room. Okay. Oh, I think we went one too far. Cool. So we're going to drop a link in the chat now, Remy, if you don't mind to place that Google Doc in the chat. Once you get into your breakout room, you should see which team you're in. So open up this document that will be in the chat in a second, and then you'll have a Miro board assigned to you. So please only open your own Miro board. It's the honor system for this one. Yeah, each team will have a Miro board that you'll use to collaborate and design the solution to tonight's design challenge. That board also has some information about the design challenge, including some background research and a link to Dan's slides. You'll have 60 minutes for the slamming. We'll try to post some time checks here and there that you'll see at the top of the screen. You'll have 5 minutes total presentation time. We encourage you to choose 1 or 2 representatives from your team to be the presenters since the time is short. And yeah, final rule, have fun and be creative. So the next slide, I think, is the judging criteria. Our judges will be looking for creativity, feasibility, suitability to the solution, and presentation quality. And tonight we're also joined by some guest judges. So I wanted to give a quick shout out and a thank you to Christine Cuniff, who was vice chair of PhillyCHI last year, and 2 of our returning champions from Design Slam 2020, Shiva Saw and Ian Shaw. So thank you guys for being here. And I see some questions coming in through the chat. So you will be supplied opportunities. You will have information in the Miro board, as I said. I see a question about building a mobile app. So I would focus less on the technology and more on the problem and the best solution to it. So you're welcome to design a mobile app, a web page, whatever you think. It's up to you. The world is your oyster. I'm seeing there's some colors in the chat for people. Okay. If anyone else has questions, feel free to raise a hand. Otherwise, in a second, we'll open up the breakout rooms. Okay.
I didn't see raise hand on the bottom of the Zoom.
Sorry, really. So if you want to raise your hand in the reactions, there's a reactions button. And if you open that up, there's a raised hand button that's kind of hidden in there. Sorry, I forgot about that. All right. I do see a question about how will we be judged. So each of the judges will be looking for those criteria that were up on the screen a minute ago. Feasibility, presentation quality. Raisha, could you go back to that real fast? Creativity, feasibility. Now, how creative is your solution? How doable is it? Is this something that Hopeworks could actually create? Is it suitable to the problem? And just looking for overall presentation quality. Okay. See a question about software for presentation. If you want to use Figma, I would just talk to your team about that. If that's something you want to do, that's fine. I would just make sure that everyone on the team has an opportunity to collaborate. So you don't want to exclude anyone who can't use Figma. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and open it up in the interest of time. And if you have more questions, we'll be jumping from room to room. So give me a second here to open this up.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Yep. Yes. You're good to go.
You'll have about 5 minutes, and Raisha's going to give you a 1-minute warning.
Great. Okay. So basically, we decided to create an app called Hopeworks Connect, which serves as a kind of springboard an information hub that will connect the youth of Hopeworks to the latest and greatest opportunities. And we're doing that, if you come over here, through a very simple app design where they'll have like a direct messaging feature, as well as we didn't build out the rest of the buttons, but just imagine that these buttons are here, as well as a group forum button and a bulletin board button. And then we also added LinkedIn and Google Meets buttons as well, because Reese is they're at Hopeworks right now, and they were telling us that Google Meets and LinkedIn are very big parts of the way that the Hopeworks youth connects with each other and those in Hopeworks. So yeah, we wanted to have that there as well. And basically going back to our core concept is that we wanted to make sure that the Hopeworks youth would have you know, a way to relieve anxiety and understand some of the relieve anxiety through the job hunting process by having a just one place where they can all come together. And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think of like one of the people that we spoke to. I can't see names on here, but one of the people that we spoke to through Hopeworks said that the in-person people don't have this kind of ability. So yeah, that's why we decided to create this app. And yeah, the direct messaging was kind of the biggest feature because it's just at like your fingertips. And we learned that many of the Hopeworks youth do have smartphone access. So the way it would go is like they can just on the home screen, let's say they had questions for, they just had a question about like where jobs might be and they're unsure of what to do. They're kind of like gearing towards exiting the program. The direct messaging feature works a lot like Slack or things like BetterHelp, where there's just really someone there that can answer your question and fosters the community that Hopeworks has really built up over the years and just creates it more accessible for the youth. And another button that we had is the like bulletin board. So that would be refreshed often. And it's just, you know, an area where they can go seek the job boards. Reese was also telling us that there's just kind of like an Excel file on the website, and this would be a much better like updated version that they can just pull out their phone and see what jobs are available for them. And then there would also be kind of like a group forum, and we don't have time to like design that out, but it would work similarly to how Slack channels work, where you could maybe be paired up with different mentors and access different rooms that way. We also know that like food scarcity is an issue, which also contributes to the overall like overwhelming pressure and anxiety
1 minute left.
Some of these youth might experience. So we wanted to create a resources button also that would just show like where food pantries are, and also like if they, and mental health services. So that could also be easily accessible, because it's not just about acquiring the job, it's about success for them overall. And I think through Hopeworks Connect, which is the name of our concept app, it would really help do that for the youth. And yeah, I don't know if anyone from our team wants to add anything that I didn't touch the next couple seconds.
Okay. Good job. You got done within 5 minutes.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Team 1 with Hopeworks Connect. Team 2, bring forth your champions and present. Feel free to share your screen and walk us through your ideas.
Okay,
Yes.
hello.
Yes, hello, hi there. Okay, I'm gonna share my video. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Cool. You guys have,
Okay.
let you get to the start. You guys have 5 minutes starting now. Take it away.
Yes, we read the problem statement that the students at Hopeworks aren't taking advantage of all the opportunities they have, and we asked a few questions from the Hopeworks people, and we found out that one of the weak links in their overall program is onboarding. So, and we also learned that the people who come to Hopeworks are very diverse in not only in who they are, but their challenges. And we also heard that people with the lowest incomes have the biggest problems. So, but and then the last thing we learned, and which I'm going to pass it over to Steph to talk about some recurring challenges, is that just about everybody has a cell phone. So we thought that our solution to bring people in should focus on that piece of technology they all know.
Yeah, so coupling some of that, we had the idea of using text messaging as a way to onboard the students, whereby they would receive some kind of text message that would give them, this opportunity would, because of the inconsistent orientation, it would provide a way for the students to have a more similar onboarding experience. We would be using cell phones as a way to accomplish that medium. The opportunities.
I can continue.
Go for it.
Yeah, so I think one thing we try to do is really empathize with the user. And even though this challenge is quite broad, we really wanted to narrow it down. And so here are some current challenges that we've noticed that helped us narrow in our idea of our current solution. So here you can see no consistent orientation. Summarized, students currently do not have a consistent orientation. The technology, students want to do everything from their phone, which is kind of something that we've noticed when we questioned some of the volunteers. There are some missed opportunities. So students do not have one location to take the advantage of all the opportunities. And some things like events, sessions, would be unavailable to them. And they would need constant reminders, which again, like we found that again, texting was something that they really wanted to pay attention to. And so I know this is currently in the process, or at least budding in the process, a mentorship program. Students struggling to feel like they're not good enough, determining if they where they need to be, and etc. And so we really want those students to feel comfortable in their process of onboarding. And again, what we found that's really big here is a limited bias between participants who have various socioeconomic backgrounds. And so we really want to aid in those people who are weaker in this process. And so again, as we highlighted, our solution was to is to create not create, but actually use an existing program, because we also thought about the business and whether they had financial access to it. And so building an application, whether it's a mobile app, web app, etc., would be it would be too expensive to develop. So there are existing platforms out there
1 minute left
that we think would be very valuable. And so in this process, we thought of creating a text messaging app that would alert, I guess, people coming onto the program. And those specific features of those text messaging app would include an initial survey, an alert system that would give them constant reminders, and a text messaging kind of conversation between the different mentors or mentees through their onboarding process, and also a monthly calendar. We also mentioned that we also give accessible tools such as Google applications, And yeah. Does anyone else want to add anything before we go from our team? I guess not. Okay, that's the end of group 2. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Team 2. Up next, we have Team 3. Team 3, show us what you got.
Alrighty, I am going to share my screen, except now I'm getting a warning from my preferences. Let's see if this actually will work. Okay, Suki, I can't share my screen because I have to restart Zoom in order to do that.
Yep, let me try. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me know if you guys can see it.
Yep,
Yes,
we've
okay.
got the Hopeworks site up on our screens that we intended to share.
Perfect, yep. Well, no. Do you see the Miro?
No.
I'm looking at your browser
Oh,
right
sorry, wrong one. There's so many tabs open. Okay, I think it's this one. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
There you go.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Suki, and I want to give a shout out to my team, Sam, Rohit, Kurt, and Danielle. So for us, we were thinking like a one-stop shop. So where do all the trainees currently go when they look for the program and get started? We were thinking the Hopeworks website. So we thought of an internet portal that we named MyWorks. So MyWorks is a destination to develop and showcase your skills while seeking professional opportunities during your participation in Hopeworks. So the internal portal could be accessed right through the homepage. I want to kind of jump to Sam because most of it is like the chunk of what entails it. So you access it through the homepage, and then Sam, if you want to jump in on what's in there.
Yeah, if you can zoom in just a little bit. So we talked about kind of having, we talked to Dan and Leah just about the different resources and tools that they're using on a regular basis. They have Litmos for learning. All the back end is handled through Salesforce. And we really wanted to be able to kind of create your basic intranet for your program participants, just like a lot of us have them if you work in a large corporate office. To share events, they can be tagged by their learning focus so that they have a general, just quick way to identify if an event is right for them. They can mark that they're attending those events. They can see a network of their peers and what their peers are working on and what events their peers are going to. The biggest idea, though, that we really wanted to dig into is the profile aspect of this site. So they are able to, and again, this is participants are already in the program. Dan had mentioned that the trust level really goes up once they're enrolled, once they get comfortable. So we wanted to allow them to control the information that they share. And again, this would happen during the program. So once they're onboarded, kind of a step in onboarding. Kind of link out to all those other Google apps, so for their Google Docs and things like that. But in the profile, it kind of has their learning roadmap. So the courses they may have completed or the work they may have completed, the events that they had already attended, kind of creating this kind of curated portfolio of their work without that extra effort of, is that, and refining that we're all very used to in our own portfolios and the pain that is associated with that type of work, and allowing them to be ready to go to maybe a job fair or networking event without that big overhead of getting prepared and getting ready when they might not feel the most confident. This is a way that they can showcase what they've done very quickly and easily without, again, kind of doing those customizations that definitely will come down the line for a lot of them, and just kind of track their progress, see how much farther they have to go, but also give them something that they can take away and take into their future career.
Yep, and I just want to add real quick. I know Dan had mentioned Salesforce is used, so we were thinking just how all like internal portals work, like single sign, like a
profile is auto filled in. Like once you're a trainee, it auto fills in, and then like all the resources they use, like the LMS and stuff, could all just be single sign-on. So it's truly like a one-stop shop hub.
Very cool. Raisha, can we get a time check, please?
1:16. 1 minute 16 seconds.
Minute left to go. Anyone else from the team? Adrian, Kurt, Danielle, anyone wants to add anything?
That was like our elevator pitch.
I'm used to talking very fast.
Cool. I think we're good to go then.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right, Team 4, the stage is all yours. Please feel free to share your screen and take it away. Kevin, it sounds like we might be having a little bit of issue with your audio.
Oh no, my connection's very bad. So let's see.
We can hear you now.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Also, if someone else from your team would love to jump in and co-present, floor is all yours.
Yeah, please, because my connection's not the most stable right now for some reason. I'm like really lagging out.
Excellent. So Rachel, when they jump on, just let us know when you start your timer, and I'm gonna get my face off of here and give you guys the stage.
Okay, I can start the timer now. Are you ready?
Sorry. Okay, I think I'm ready to do this.
Okay, the timer starts now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Sanchez. Pronouns are they, them, and I want to give a shout out to my wonderful team. And we, when we were brainstorming ideas and what could benefit Hopeworks the most, we realized that our social media and alumni page should have more of a flair, and that the alumni should have more interaction with youth. And what we came up with is this cool concept of having the alumni make these TikToks where they are keeping it real, and realizing the tool that Instagram uses, and we can have these videos play where alumni are telling youth the lowdown. Here's what happens at Hopeworks. Here's what you should expect post, your internship, and just telling youth and engaging with them in ways that like you don't really see. As someone who is in the program, I don't really have much interaction with alumni. I wish I did, because I want to know the wonderful things they are doing. I want to know what's up with them. And with that, we came up with this really cool idea of having an alumni of the month, where on the main website, we show off whatever alumni is doing something really, really cool and just talk about that. And I think that it's a wonderful way to not only get some interest into the program, but show people that are already in the program, like, hey, this could be you. You could do something like this, and further expand your capabilities. Yeah.
And I can jump in a little bit here, but if you scroll down a little bit to the I guess the mobile app, some of the things that we really discussed and really found out, I think, like through this design challenge, was that I think as a person who's young, I think the first, most folks don't necessarily go on websites to learn about an organization first. A lot of the information really comes down to how visible you are in social media. And I think that TikTok and Instagram, as Kevin mentioned, are one of or two of the most engaged topics in the 17 to 27 year, I think, range. And so I think that some of the things that we really wanted to specifically highlight and really make really possible is this Ask Me Anything AMA, and really kind of get folks to just to kind of really share some of the alumni's experiences flat out, and know that even just like kind of removing the barrier of like professional talk, or I guess like to challenge the idea of what professional talk is, and really I think be able to just share honestly their experiences. And I think that a lot of people's experiences probably are going to show that that Hopeworks is like one of the a place that really values being able to provide all types of access. And I think that's what like we were getting at, was like, how do we share all the different types of access that exists through Hopeworks right away, so that like people aren't afraid to just go and like sign up right away.
Very cool. Raisha, where are we at on time?
Yeah, you still have 1 minute, 22 seconds left.
Floor is all yours. Feel free to go more in depth if you would like.
Like Art was saying, I do love the idea that we should have more of a social media presence, because let's face it, most youth, most kids are, whatever they like are going to look for. They jump to social media is like the first thing they're going to do. TikTok, Instagram, or any social media as engaging, then like a kid like myself, you're like, what, this is not for me. Even though it could offer the most amazing, opportunities, but they wouldn't know that. So yes, thank you so much, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Team 4. Honestly, I'm amazed by what people can come up with people they haven't met in just an hour, however much time we had. It's amazing. And with that, I am super excited to pass the mic over to Team 5. Team 5, bring forth your champions and show us what you got.
Hi, just give me a sec. Looks like somebody else is still sharing the screen.
Yeah, Kevin, could you stop sharing your screen? I think it should be at the top. There we go. Awesome.
Okay. Let me get this up here. Are you guys seeing that?
Cool.
Yep.
We've got you up. Raisha, you want to hit the timer and we'll get this kicked off.
Okay, I'll start the timer now.
Hi, I'm Aurelia. Pronouns are she, her. We're Team 5. We were Eli, Carlos, Susan, Dwani, and Christina. We'd like to introduce you to No Cap, which Carlos told us is something that people say, young folks say that all the time now. Our tagline, your work counts, even when life happens. Because life does for people in and out of the program. So we took a look back at what the problem statement was, because we really wanted to dig deep into it. And what we really got from this was a feeling of anxiety, loss, their journey, that the students were just unaware of the opportunities. And that is really why they're there, is to take opportunities of the program. So how might we help Hopeworks students feel supported? That was another great word, throughout their experience, of making them aware and informed. So based on the previous research that was done for us, thank you very much, there really was a feeling of disconnection and insecurity experienced by the students. They just didn't know where to find the opportunities before, rather during and after the program. So our solution, No Cap, what it is a platform for connection. Dan from Hopeworks told us that their in-person connections that's their strength, is connecting in person, which will happen someday. So we didn't want to lock it down to a platform, but we were thinking about the content and the quality of what you put in the platform. What we're talking about a complete ecosystem support from start to finish. The persona that we looked at was Hakeem, that was given to us. He is uncomfortable outside his neighborhood. He doesn't have a whole lot of varied experiences. His mom's sick, his little sister is sick. He's only 20 years old. What's going to help him? So we thought of a peer-to-peer connection, whether that's going to be Slack, on-site, which we'll get together someday. So a peer-to-peer connection will help these young folks through with accountability, not just being alone. And then a peer-to-peer connection would also be someone who's going through the same thing as you are. Another thing we looked at was involving the alumni, not only when they're done, but during, like maybe they're a little bit beyond one person, and getting them to be a mentor. Because again, that person actually experienced the program and they can really, really help you. What we'd like to include in the platform is also some surveys and some better profiling, because those matches are so important. Dan also mentioned a sense of exclusion that was happening in their, they had Cozy Chat, which, can give you a sense of exclusion, and that's really not what you want especially from your mentor. And also we also heard about some alumni resources that were a little bit missing. So I think whatever platform we would choose to use, whether it's proprietary or something open source like Slack, something like that, I think it's going to be the content that you put into it. And we really wanted to explore how Hopeworks can really help the students and also themselves, because I think when participants in a program help each other, then the program can put a lot of their other energies and resources to growing even further. Did anybody else on Team 5 want to comment or add?
1 minute left.
Look at all those happy people. That's our final slide. Anybody?
You guys got time if you want to go into it. The floor is all yours.
40 seconds.
We also talked about like checklists and things like that, but I think really what we were examining and taking a look at was the connection. That word just came up so often for us, and maybe it's a little bit of COVID loneliness, but I think it would be a good thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Team 5. I will tell you guys one thing. I do not envy our judges. They have a super tough job ahead of them to keep this moving along and get into that good juicy part. Team 6, bring the heat. Floor is all yours.
Okay, let me share my screen. Stop. Can you see our Miro board with our 3 apps? All right. Yep. So we had started off looking at the research and specifically the problems that they had put together that the participants in the research said were issues. And what we saw as the most glaring problem was that they were busy with life. They were burned out from school. They have other things to do besides coming to Hopeworks. And we also saw that they're missing opportunities. They were not understanding the opportunities completely. So we decided to come up with a way for them to take like Hopeworks with them when they leave, because they probably only spend like a little bit of time, up to 8 hours there. And then if they're working another job, they might be focused on other things and want to come back to what they were working on. So when we were thinking of ideas, we spoke to Aaliyah, and she told us that there were pain points within the system that they already have, where you have to log into a system and then log into another system to see those job opportunities that they may have spoken to a mentor about or things like that. And so we decided to make it a little bit more easy to see those opportunities and see what needs to get done and what events there are. So we created an app that we called the Hope Hub, so they could take that with them. For the first section, we just focused on the job board. Maybe have a section where you can put in preferences, like I'm interested in web design. I would like jobs or internships that are focused on this because I'm interested in it. And then they can have just a general everything that's available at the moment. And that would be based on the profile information that they would have filled out right up in here. And then we have our coach section, since we have our 3 sections down here, where they can create a checklist, or it can be a mentor and them adding to a checklist of the things that they need to do to keep going, just to give them that extra boost when they're not there. So we have check in with your mentor, look at the job that the mentor had recommended, apply to 3 jobs, work an hour in the lab for an hour get work done. And then maybe if they were stuck, not sure what to do, were feeling lost, maybe and what the job description is saying, and all like missing that opportunity as a problem, they can hit message coach, which can either open like a DM or maybe connect them with the mentor's cell phone number without revealing that personal information, so they can speak in like a very instant message type of way, rather than like having to remember what they were questioning when they come in for their next session. For our 3rd section, we have a calendar, so they can keep track of any events that they were planning on attending, or keeping track of the things that they were planning on doing. It would give like a little description of the event. They could color code their calendar to make sure they're not missing anything. And this whole app is just meant to make it easier and stay focused on what they really want to learn, since this program is trying to get out of people who are down on their luck and are people of youth. So they are going to use an app more often than perhaps a computer, because we all have our cell phones with us. I personally am not always at my laptop. I'm more likely out on my phone looking at freelance opportunities and such. So being within the demographic that we saw in the research, I felt that this was something that would help them keep updated constantly. So does anybody else want to add anything from Team 6? Okay. Yeah, that's good.
That is some excellent work. Thank you so much, Team 6. And we will keep this thing rolling along. Team 6, there we go. Team 7, you guys ready to go?
Sure. Just share my screen. Ours was very, very low tech. So great minds think alike, Team 5, because we came up with a very similar concept of having a mentor program. And the title was Hopeworks Mentor Network. And the concept would be that alumni would be matched up with current participants who share similar backgrounds and goals. And the current participants, the program would start before the participants finished the program, so that there would be a bit of a bridge between the program and working after the program. And the mentorship program is catered towards upcoming and recent graduates, still establishing their careers, and they strive to make connections with people with similar backgrounds and challenges. We really didn't have a lot of time, so if anybody else from Team 7 would like to add to that.
Yeah, I'll just add that, you know, Dan, when you came into our breakout room, you talked a little bit about like that crucial 3 to 6 month period when someone comes out of the program, they get that first job, and then maybe they fail to grow their skills, or they don't get that first promotion, and they don't maybe have a support system to keep them going. And more importantly, they don't have someone who is like me, whether they look like me, or they come from a similar background, or they share a similar trauma. And so like providing that mentorship match as like a little bit of a lifeline to get over that hump of like your first job and how you can kind of keep going. So a little bit more of like the human connection, less of like a digital platform solution.
Excellent. Rachel, where are we at on time?
3 minutes.
You guys have plenty of time if you want to go deeper, if you want to give us some of your other ideas, something maybe tangential to it. You've got the time, the floor is yours.
Nope.
I think we gravitated towards a more analog solution, getting away from building a new app or expanded experience on the website, just because we understand. I've helped out some nonprofits before on some other projects, and I just understand like their assets and resources aren't always limitless. And this is should be a very lightweight thing to get up and running. There's already a Facebook network for the alumni. Coordinator can reach out to them for volunteers to start putting people together. And then because we would be connecting people that are still in the end of the program, we can kind of bridge that gap where maybe everybody isn't always aware of what's available by making those connections before people are off into their own. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Team 7. Team 8, Picasso once said, everything you can imagine is real. What did you imagine to make real?
May I share my screen?
Yes, please do.
So this was our teammate, just a screenshot of our room. Aris, Jonas, Laura, Jayla, Kieran, Sanchita, and Sue, and I'm Josephine. Aris actually works at web design for Hopeworks, and so she will do most of our presentation. We wanted to thank our teammates and the people who participate and say that we especially thought Team 3 and 6 had ideas that we'd love to steal after seeing their presentation. So this is our board, and I will pass it over to Aris because she knows Hopeworks like nobody else on our team did.
Hi guys, so forgive me because I'm like super nervous, but I'll do my best. So I'll just go off of JK's screen. Actually, we definitely had a similar concept. Basically, we thought that it would be smart to build off of something that already exists, i.e. the the website. Our platform in particular is called the Hopeworks Link, aka the Link, like the name. So basically, it will act as a way to humanize the overall Hopeworks experience for both the in-person interns and the virtual interns. So basically, the link is a place for community. Interns and trainees and alumni will be able to access the community through the website with their own personal login. And then from there, you'll be able to log in and see different forums that can be created by either trainees, interns, whoever would like to create them. We'll feature a profile page with a picture where they are currently in the program. So the stars, I'll wait for JK to scroll over, but you see we made a fake profile here, but the stars represent which stage you're in. So Kieran, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but she would be considered a trainee, designated by the first star. An actual intern would have 2 stars, and then an alumni or an alum would have 3 stars. We thought it would be really, really important to showcase that because oftentimes people connect with and empathize with people who they see in themselves. So we thought that was really, really important to, I guess, get out the jitters, I guess you can say. And then in addition to that, it will also feature things that they're like-minded in. So if they have like a favorite color or like music or something, things that are displayed on like social media, that will be on the profile page. Another thing that we thought would be really, really interesting to include in the link I'm sorry, is to enable push notifications that come directly to your phone from the website. Obviously, we know in today's age, everybody primarily uses their phone. So we just thought it would be smart to do that. That way, if you're not at your desktop or if you're not at a computer, whatever the case is, you can always get, push notifications for if someone commented on your forum post, if you have something that's like important that you need to see, it will just automatically come to your phone. Another thing that we thought would be smart is to also record chat entries. That's something that's not done. So once they're recorded, they will be posted to the link and you'll be able to play it back. So if you missed it or if just something came up, it'll be important to, you know, go back on the link and you could see it there. You'll also get a push notification for that every time it's posted. In addition to that, with the job opportunities, they will also be featured on the community link up. In addition to that, just like things as far as like sharing tips and all that good stuff, different forums could be created, you know, for various topics. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I guess JK, if I'm missing anything, I'm tagging you in.
Thank you, Ara.
50 seconds left.
I think the lots of different teams came up with similar solutions. Thank you, Aris.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Team 8. That was all 8 of our teams. Judges, I do not envy you, and I do hope that you brought your biggest thinking cap, because we're going to turn it over to you to figure this thing out.
Hey everybody, my internet fluked out there a little bit. Yeah, are we ready to send the judges to the breakout rooms? All right, cool. I'm gonna send you all away. So when I open the rooms, hopefully nothing crazy happens. All the judges, you'll go into your room. If you could please try to have an answer by 9, that would be ideal. It's 8:51. Good luck. Okay, and since my internet bugged out, I'm not sure what Ben announced, but we have a couple things on the docket while they're out there. So Raisha, if you could.
I will.
Yeah, awesome.
Start with job time. So people who are joining PhillyCHI event for the first time, we have a job time where we try to connect job seekers with with companies and individuals who are looking for people to hire. So first, I would like to invite if anyone from Philly company, someone who's in Philly, because since we are local chapter, we only concentrate on Philly companies. So if any of you have any roles open in your company and would like to talk about it, please raise your hand and we can unmute you. Do you see any hand raised, Ben?
Not seeing anyone.
Okay, so maybe I'll move on to the raffles then.
We'll
I'll just
Oh.
Can you hear me okay? I couldn't raise my hand, but we are definitely hiring Philly, but I already said that earlier, but in case you weren't here earlier, Vanguard is hiring for UX strategy, UX design, UX research, content strategy, you name it, we're hiring.
Okay, so if there's anyone out here, I can see another hand raised by Aurelia.
Oh, yeah, hi. My company is actually in New York City, but I think I know they're hiring for more visual design. If anybody is looking for that, I don't know how, should I maybe put the LinkedIn link in the chat? I know it's not Philly, but they definitely have openings in visual design. Is that what, put the link in the chat?
Yeah, and if you can
sure.
announce your company's name, somebody in the chat is asking what your company's name is that's hiring. They may have just missed it.
Oh, okay. It's called Minds and Assembly. It's not my company, but it's where I work.
Yeah, where you work.
Yeah. I'll go look up LinkedIn. I'll find the LinkedIn post and I'll put it in there.
Awesome. Thank you. And then also there's a question in the chat if Vanguard is hiring interns at all.
Sorry, did the infamous coming off mute move. Sorry about that. We do hire interns. We have an internship program. So if you want to connect with me, I can connect you to our internship program. Yes, we do.
Okay, I'll move on to the raffle winners. So the first winner for the book Practical Empathy goes to Anne Marie Lloyd. The second one, Engage, goes to Kurt Esposito. And the third book, Conversation with Things, goes to Hannah Strayline. I hope I pronounced all your names right. So the next slide is about our upcoming events. So next month, we have this exciting event, which is focused on the intersection of healthcare and design thinking. And our featured speaker is Dr. Matt Field, who is the research director of the Jefferson Health Design Lab. So be on the lookout for our registration announcements because they'll be coming soon. And so we'll be on a break from June. After our June event, we'll be on a break for 2 months, but we'll be back in September. And we have these events coming up. So in September, we have UX Show and Tell. October is going to be a special speaking event, and we are pretty sure it's going to be a houseful event as well. November, we have our World Usability Day. And December, we might have a holiday party, depending on whether World will be in December. So I'll pass on to, okay, so now we're judging time. So Ben?
Yeah, thanks, Raisha. So there was a question in the chat about if you can drop your LinkedIn for anyone who's on your team. We definitely encourage everyone to connect. If you had great conversations and connections with your team, love to make sure you stay connected after the event. So if you feel like that'll help, feel free to drop that. I'm also going to drop a survey link right now. So this will also go out in our post-event messaging, but we'd love to get everyone's feedback on the event. Really value understanding what you thought of tonight's event, what went well, and any constructive criticism you might have. It's welcome as well. So thanks again for hanging in there as we've dealt with a couple technical difficulties tonight. So other than that, we have a couple minutes to kill. I think we wanted to open the floor to any just general comments. If anybody has anything you want to say, we'd love to hear about how your experience went. If anybody wants to shout out another team, I love JK, your comments about the other teams. That was so nice. Or any general just comments, questions? Floor is open if anybody so chooses.
Like several of the solutions should be combined. There was so much talent going at the challenge in this short amount of time.
So
also, sorry, I forgot to mention that all the raffle winners, I'm going to follow up with you guys to get your addresses so that I can send you a physical copy of the book.
Well, I don't usually talk to this many people on Zoom, so obviously this is a lot for me. But as an intern, a current intern at Hopeworks, I just want to thank all you guys for your great ideas because I don't often get the chance to connect with interns that are in the office. So if we implement or had the opportunity to implement some of these ideas, I know I wouldn't be alone when I would say thank you. Because these are some really, really great ideas. So I hope we get a chance to implement them in the future.
Hi, I'd like to say something. It's Aurelia. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I've done a bunch of, I think I did the last year's PhillyCHI hackathon. And I wonder if, as we're going through a distanced pandemic and lockdown, like, are offline solutions not being considered? Because like me, I'm always like, go to Slack, or it's a connection through a virtual thing. And I, you know, my office is still closed and we're still working remotely. So I wonder if that has changed as designers. Has that changed our leanings? Certainly we're further, like now I've been able to do hackathons with people from Africa and India for a weekend, and it's been great opportunities, and it's brought more awareness. But I wonder if my awareness has gone away from the people in my real world, like in New York. It's kind of weird when you think about it.
Yeah, it's a great double-edged sword, I think, because it has definitely made us, like, almost forced us to create a system where we can connect with people from further away. But then I don't wonder so much what the effects are going to be now while we're still in this pandemic and we still are all remote, but I wonder what the effects are going to be when we're back to as normal of a life as we're going to get. It's a really interesting point. I'm glad you brought it up.
And this might be a question for later, but how can I get more involved with Hopeworks? It might be we need Dan and Leah to come back, but that's like been like the highlight of this for me, because I came from, before I was a designer, I was a high school English teacher. So
awesome. I am sure that Dan would be super excited to hear that you want to be involved more. So I'm wondering what the best way, if you want to get in touch with me, I'm very easy to find. My name is Remy Gurak. I'm the only one of me in the world. I'm super easily on the internet. And I can connect you to him outside of this, because he's in the judges room right now. Or maybe I'll just give him a shout out when he comes back to, like.
Oh, and you should know that I'm here before you say anything mean.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, that's awesome.
Dan,
absolutely right. I'm
just tell
totally
them how to
excited
get
the
involved
connection.
then. No need to find me on the internet. Find Dan. Dan, did you hear all of that?
So what it sounded like, connections were being made, folks were getting connected, and so I was like, I'm not talking at all to make this happen. And anyone at Hopeworks knows how difficult that is for me. So not talking. So
Yeah,
I really.
The reason there were connections being made was because people were asking how they can continue to help Hopeworks.
Oh.
They want to get involved with you guys. So I thought you were in the judges room. So I said, I'm easy to find. So just connect with me and I'll connect them with you, but you're here. So can you let them know the best way for them to get in touch with you? And if you are accepting people to get involved with Hopeworks beyond
Oh,
this?
yeah. So it was our understanding that everyone that participated would be working with Hopeworks for the next 10 years. That's not the case. I'm sorry if I misunderstood. No, I mean, I got to tell you, you've had a chance to meet some of the Hopeworks folks. So I will make sure everybody has my email, but like, it's awesome to work with folks at Hopeworks, I have to say.
All right.
So for that, before we get started, I'll drop my email in the chat, but also feel free to email anyone you met here tonight. The whole Hopeworks team is just the best people you'll ever meet.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. And thank you for asking that question, Sam.
Yeah, that was awesome. Well, I think the fact that you guys came back means you've made a decision. Seeing nodding heads. So Dan, I think I'll pass the mic to you and you can tell us who is the champion.
Okay, and first I will say that I'll share the top, and then Leah's going to share a couple honorable mentions. And I think I speak for all of the judges when I say we're kind of low-key mad at all of you, because this was really a miserable decision to have to make. I mean, this was the creativity, the thoughtfulness. What I want to say before I announce the winner is the thing that came through clearly was the profound understanding of both the challenges and the opportunities of people who walk through the front door of Hopeworks. And I think, Leah, you'll agree, we have lots of folks who come to Hopeworks eager to help. Seldom do we have people that take so much time to understand what would be most helpful. And so that's really powerful. And I got to say that sense of empathy, that share of care and concern is really what put our winner over the top. So I'm excited to announce that the winner for tonight, by a hair in some cases, was Team 3. And that's the MyWorks app. What really struck us, there's so much awesome about it, obviously, right? But what really struck us, I think, was, the ability to build on existing things, because at Hopeworks, we want to not just talk about it, we want to do it. And that was critical. Very thoughtful of what Hopeworks organizations might be able to do quickly. Also, the thing that stood out for me was the ability to make sure that Hopeworks participants can choose what they share when they share it. I thought that was such a thoughtful approach and really understands that it's not just about getting the information, it's not just about getting the skills, but it is about building trust, right? And that was that profound understanding that I think is at the core of so much. So congratulations, Team 3. And again, just to be clear with all the teams before I turn it over to Leah, this is awesome. This event was awesome, but our secret plan is to get everybody coming to Hopeworks, talking to our young people and engaged. So that's the plan. So I just want to lay that out there so you know what's coming next. But with that, I'll turn it over to Aaliyah.
Thanks, Dan. Congratulations to all the participants. Excellent work was done here today. Really blew my mind. But the honorable mention teams also had something in common, and that was the theme of connection. And how can our young people, whether they are trainee, intern, or alumni, all begin to create this Hopeworks family connection. And that's going to be Team 8, the link. I really like that you were creating a place for community for all participants of Hopeworks. And love how you thought about some of the things, the internal processes we already have, like chat and choose and posting them. I thought that was a great idea. And also Team 6, the Hope Hub. I loved your message of take Hopeworks with them. I mean, you had me at that. I love the fact that that young people could connect with us when they're not with us physically in the space. So again, the link and the Hope Hub, congratulations to you as well. Great work.
Wow. Congrats, everyone. That's amazing.
Yeah, great job, y'all.
Congratulations, guys.
It's really hard to do applause on these virtual events, but there would be lots.
Well, let's do it.
Or
Good
you know
job,
what?
everyone.
Or, better yet, you can come visit Hopeworks and we'll clap for you when you come. So why don't we agree to do that right now? But I'm really so honored. And again, full disclosure, I think I speak for both of us, Aaliyah. This was very much a yes and kind of night. So I already asked if we can keep access to all the boards because that was the level of quality. So again, we're going to need some help putting these things together. I'm just saying, if you know any really good designers that are familiar with these ideas, we'd love to engage with them.
Or if you yourself want to help out Hopeworks, Dan put his email in the chat, so get at it. I'm pointing at the chat on my screen. It's probably not where the chat is on all your screens, but
Cool. And I heard that you're interested in talking to employers. So if there's any employers out there, sounds like an awesome opportunity as well.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Well, we're a couple minutes over. Thank you all for sticking through to the end. Yeah, I have the honor to just thank you for being here. I want to thank our partners at Hopeworks for honoring us by joining Design Slam for our 15th year. I want to say thanks again to Vanguard for being an event sponsor, all our annual sponsors that make this possible. If you're not following us on social, we have LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I think the content is awesome. You can keep in touch with us there. You'll be on our email list if you're not already, just by being part of the event. And with that, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay connected. Thanks a lot, everybody.